Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the President and CEO of Hyundai Motor America, Dave Zukowski.
Welcome, everybody. I know it's been a really long day, so we really appreciate you taking the time to join us this afternoon. We love the North American International Auto Show. Forget the dropping of the ball in Times Square. This is the place where our industry really kicks off the new year and truly provides a glimpse of our immediate product destiny. Today, we're taking a two-pronged approach, touching on both the practical and the passionate. We're going to introduce you to some amazing technology that will be arriving in the very near term. We'll also reveal the kind of daring and provocative product innovation that Hyundai has become known for. Before we go on, however, it's my great pleasure to introduce our Vice Chairman of Hyundai Motor Company, Mr. Yu-Sung Chung. Great to see you.
Thank you.
Also here today is the Hyundai Motor Company President and Head of Design, Mr. Peter Schreier. And also Vice Chairman of R&D, Dr. Wung-Chul Yang. Before we talk about 2015 and beyond, let's first take a brief look backward at how our 2014 operating results looked. We entered 2014, we finished 2014 by setting our fifth consecutive all-time volume record with 725,000, 718,000 annual sales. That's about up 1% versus 2013, but we fell, frankly, quite short of what our expectations were for the year, and we didn't keep pace with the industry's growth, which had an overall 5% increase. The headwinds we experienced were not a surprise to us, and we really were dealing with a function of adverse product mix. Within that 5% total industry growth that I talked about, car segments were essentially flat on a year-over-year basis, while truck segments experienced a booming 10% increase. So simply stated, we are a car-centric brand that is competing in an industry that is effectively comprised of nearly 55% truck segment buyers. And those segments, those truck segments, accounted for about 95% of the entire industry's growth in 2014. And that growth was being driven not by conventional pickups, as it has been in the past, but it came from the booming CUV category. So we clearly understand what happened in 2014, and more importantly, what needs to be done in 2015 to better keep pace with this industry growth. We must secure a greater share of the global production for our existing crossover products, which, by the way, are performing exceptionally well. And we also have to move very quickly to develop new entries for emerging truck segments. Over the next 20 minutes, we'll give you a sneak peek at one of those emerging truck segments with a design concept that represents a fresh, new direction, not just for us, but we think for the entire industry as well. We're also very excited to share some more immediate product news with two vehicles that represent the fourth and fifth installments in our aggressive 12-vehicle launch cadence that's going to take place over just a 36-month period. Today, we'll introduce you to the all-new 2016 Sonata Hybrid and to our first ever Sonata plug-in hybrid. But first, let's begin with a more global perspective about our future. And please welcome Vice Chairman Chung to give you a little perspective about Hyundai. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Dave. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us in Detroit. It's a great honor to be here in the Motor City. The U.S. auto market holds a very special place in our hearts. This is the country that challenged us to push harder, setting higher standards for ourselves and giving us the confidence to expand worldwide. It is a country in which we have also made and will continue to make substantial investments, including our Alabama plant, which is celebrating its 10th anniversary this year. I'd like to personally thank the state of Alabama, our employees, dealers, and most of all, our customers. The resurgence of the U.S. economy over the last 2 years has been essential to the continued expansion of the global auto market and the Hyundai's growth. I highly respect the extraordinary strength shown by Americans and firmly believe the U.S. market will continue to play a leading role in the global economy. Hyundai Motor will also seek ways to make an even greater contribution to this economy. It is only natural that we look to the American customer as we pursue new segments and new technologies. So today, we have some exciting innovations we are unveiling for the first time. But more importantly, I'd like to explain how we plan to deliver more value to our customers. It was right here in Detroit where I first announced our modern premium brand direction, which is based on the idea of offering premium values in our volume segments. That announcement was exciting new beginning for us as we embarked on a bold new direction for our products, service, and is a way in which we communicated with our customers. The industry-wide recognition we received as a result of these new initiatives is precious to us as a testament to all the things we are doing right in this important market. Fueled by this support from the industry, media, and customers worldwide, earlier this month, we announced our boldest global annual sales target yet, more than 5 million units worldwide. Our U.S. operations will play a central role in these objectives. For starters, we are developing a broad range of powertrain platforms that will allow our customers to choose the technologies that work best for their needs and to make eco-friendly vehicle more mainstream. You may recall that Hyundai was the first automaker to bring the fuel cell EV to market, with our first customer delivery made right here in the U.S. Just last month, our fuel cell powertrain was awarded as one of the world's 10 best engines. The fact that our zero-emission powertrain was chosen side by side with conventional combustion engines was a greater achievement for us. These solid results have given us the confidence to accelerate our efforts in launching more inspiring products and technologies for our customers, while also advancing the efficiency of the traditional internal combustion engines. In fact, we are in the process of developing an entire fleet of next-generation powertrain to significantly increase our overall fuel efficiency. Ladies and gentlemen, we are committed to delivering cleaner, safer, and even more rewarding transportation method with the aim of reducing emissions for our future and our children's future. Beginning with our first ever plug-in vehicle, the Sonata plug-in hybrid. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Vice President of Corporate and Product Planning, Mike O'Brien.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today we'd like to show you the latest examples of the commitment just made by Vice Chairman Chung to deliver cleaner and more rewarding transportation. While low fuel prices are the hot topic right now, we all recognize a long-term need for reduced CO2 emissions. We intend to lead the way in this more efficient future. We believe that only the marketplace can determine which technology will win, so we're developing advances on every front. This includes significant improvements made in gasoline, as well as diesel engines sold in other markets, in addition to a full range of alternative powertrains. These include the world's first mass-produced fuel cell electric vehicles, which we began leasing to retail customers in Southern California this past June, a future plug-in battery EV now in development, and the continued advance of our hybrid technology. In this newest phase of eco-vehicle development, we are changing the paradigm, creating vehicles that are as rewarding to drive as they are efficient. The all-new Sonata Hybrid reflects this new direction. Like the conventionally powered Sonata introduced last year in 3 variants, the new Sonata Hybrid is more refined, roomier, quieter, more luxurious than its predecessor, and its distinctive design sets it apart from gas-powered siblings while improving aerodynamics. In fact, our Sonata Hybrids now match the industry-leading Tesla Model S with a coefficient of drag of 0.24. The hybrid's unique design details include a larger, more aggressive front fascia with a deeper grille, a distinct rear bumper design, unique tail lamps, and eco-spoke alloy wheels. Enhancing the driver experience was another key objective. A hybrid should never be a compromise for enthusiasts. By utilizing a 6-speed automatic gearbox instead of a CVT type, we're able to deliver more engaging and responsive driving experience with seamless transitions between electric and gasoline modes. The all-new hybrid delivers on that goal while achieving even greater fuel efficiency than its predecessor. So how was this achieved? First, our new hybrid system features a more efficient and compact direct-injected 2-liter gasoline engine. While the gas engine is downsized, the electric motor now delivers more power, and the battery capacity has been increased by 13%. Together, the engine and motor deliver a total output of 193 horsepower. These advances result in a 4 mpg improvement in fuel economy with an estimated highway mileage rating of 44 mpg. By packaging the battery pack beneath the cargo floor, the Sonata Hybrid is able to provide both class-leading passenger and class-leading cargo space, together with the flexibility of a 60/40 split-folding rear seat and the convenience of a flat cargo floor, which you won't find in other mid-size hybrids. Even bigger news is the vehicle you see right here, our first-ever Sonata plug-in hybrid. It employs an even larger 50-kilowatt electric motor. The larger electric motor allows you to accelerate without engaging the gasoline engine. With its class-leading battery capacity of 9.8 kilowatt hours, it can travel up to 22 miles entirely on battery power, the best all-electric driving range of mid-sized cars. In charge depleting mode, we expect to achieve a combined 93 mpg rating. The battery can be fully recharged in under 3 hours with level 2 charging. Hyundai's new plug-in technology helps our customers' pocketbooks in a couple of ways. First, with its class-leading driving range, owners will make it far fewer trips to the pump. Second, with its exceptional battery capacity, we expect the Sonata plug-in hybrid will qualify for a $4,919 federal tax credit, the highest in the category. A new BlueLink app exclusively designed for plug-in hybrid owners makes it easy to schedule charging during off-peak hours when electricity rates are typically at their lowest. It's just one of the ways this app brings additional value and ease of use to the plug-in hybrid experience. The plug-in hybrid will arrive in dealerships in late summer with sales focused on the West Coast and Northeastern markets. The non-plug-in Sonata Hybrid will go on sale all across the United States this spring. Pricing of both models will be announced closer to launch. Now, as Dave mentioned earlier, CUVs have become one of the largest categories in the industry. That's pretty remarkable since this vehicle class barely existed just 15 years ago. So why are CUVs so popular? With reduced weight and advanced engines, the fuel economy penalty for driving a crossover is small. They offer great value. They have tons of utility, and they look great. But despite their popularity, CUVs are not quite the perfect match for everyone. We found a sizable group of customers who are looking for something more. One thing they all have in common, they've literally sacrificed their vehicles to pursue their passions. They load them with things that have no business being inside a passenger compartment. Materials and tools for do-it-yourself projects, smelly and dirty sports gear, bikes, wetsuits, camping gear, you name it. This ends up wearing on the vehicle's interior, not to mention the impact of well-used sports gear on that new car smell. They've told us they wish there was a better way to separate the dirty from the clean, to securely carry their gear with them, and to occasionally carry large, bulky items without expensive racks and add-ons. And I'm sure you're thinking, well, it's a pickup truck, right? But for a large group of people, the traditional pickup simply doesn't work. The average MSRP for a new pickup is almost $40,000, well out of reach for American households, for many American households. In fact, over 80% of shoppers do not even consider a pickup. So for the last few years, we have studied these customers in depth and worked with our Hyundai North American Design Group to develop a different solution to meet their needs. We're eager to show you the result. Its code name is HCD15, but we call it Hyundai Santa Cruz.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Director of Corporate Planning for Hyundai Motor America, Mark Dipko.
Hi, everyone. I'm excited to be here to introduce the Santa Cruz crossover truck concept. It's a new interpretation of a truck for a new generation of buyers. When we look at the market, we see some fundamental changes happening. Millennials now represent the second largest population of car buyers, and women account for nearly 50% of light vehicle purchases. Urbanization is also a trend impacting the market, something that's very strong with young adults, meaning tighter parking on streets and in parking garages, and generally more congestion overall. Now, these changes aren't limited to one specific region. They're happening all over the U.S., including right here in Detroit, where the lofts surrounding us here at Cobo Hall are sold out. We call the people leading this shift urban adventurers. They have a different mindset. They're active socially and in their communities and bring a pioneering spirit to make their neighborhoods a better place to live and to work. Now, if you're like me and live in the suburbs, you might be surprised to find out what's happening downtown. For example, there's a growing urban farming movement in city centers all across the U.S. where a new generation is rediscovering what locally grown seasonal food actually tastes like. They're finding lost treasures, furniture, classic architecture, and other items long forgotten. And they're eager to lend a hand in rebuilding their community, both physically and socially, to its former glory. When it comes to the weekend, they recharge with a variety of escapes out of the city to enjoy nature with their friends. So when we set out to design the Santa Cruz, we didn't want to cover the same ground or the same customer as traditional pickups. We focused on the needs of the urban adventurer. First and foremost is satisfying their desire for expression. And our designers certainly delivered with a unique and bold design that's just plain cool. Now, of course, it has to be efficient. There's a choice of advanced powertrains including an ultra-clean 2-liter turbo diesel, delivering 190 horsepower and 300 pound-feet of torque, capable of handling anything the urban adventurer throws at it, while achieving fuel economy in the high 30s. And it's small for a reason. Although it has 4 doors and room for 5, its footprint is similar to a small CUV, ideal for maneuvering in the city and grabbing that tight parking spot. It delivers all the attributes that make CUVs so attractive. But what sets Santa Cruz apart is its versatile cargo bed that provides a separate place for all of their stuff. And as we've discovered, that's a lot of stuff. So whether today's activity is pitching in on a community volunteer project or loading mountain bikes for a trip to the trails, all of their dirty, wet, sandy, and bulky gear stays in the back, separated from the passenger compartment. But Santa Cruz is not just about carrying stuff. It's ideal for passengers, too. So whether you're picking up friends in Firewood for a trip to the lake or volunteering to coach your niece's soccer team, you have room for all of your gear and comfortable seating for 5. You can even give a lift home to the entire midfield. Right, girls? And with Hyundai's H-Track all-wheel drive, you'll have no trouble getting through the pass and up to the slopes for that snowboarding weekend with the crew. During the week, bring your gear along for that early morning workout or after-work hockey game. You can keep it securely locked in the back under the integrated, rigid tonneau cover. It not only keeps items safe and out of sight, but also keeps your vehicle from smelling like a locker room when it's time to hit the town. Come on, don't keep her waiting. By now you've got the idea. Santa Cruz is the perfect vehicle for those that want the attributes of a CUV, but still have lots of things that belong back there. But there are occasional times that call for even more cargo room. And that's where Santa Cruz offers a few surprises. For example, there are multiple tie-down points, not just in the bed, but in the wheel wells. Perfect for a kayak or a stand-up paddleboard. An even bigger surprise, an innovative tailgate extension mechanism allows the bed length to be expanded when those just-in-case moments arise, like spotting that antique chest that's just perfect for reconditioning. When fully extended, Santa Cruz's bed length is similar to a mid-size pickup, providing the ability to carry much more than its diminutive size would suggest, because you never know what kind of treasure you might discover. The Hyundai Santa Cruz was designed to accommodate everything the urban adventurer's lifestyle calls for, nothing more and nothing less. Now, Santa Cruz isn't the first vehicle to blend truck bed functionality with passenger car features. But those past attempts were limited because they didn't deliver a clear customer value. Some had design issues, while others tried to attract truck buyers with products that really didn't measure up. Santa Cruz isn't trying to be an alternative to a truck. So max towing, payload, and ground clearance aren't the point at all. There are plenty of excellent pickups on the market for customers who need that type of capability, and we've seen even more examples unveiled here today. But the research tells us that not everyone that needs an open bed wants that capability or the trade-offs that come with it. In fact, pickup share is down over 5% in the last 10 years, with the biggest shift among young adults. Now, years ago, when small trucks accounted for half of pickup sales, they were very popular with young buyers. Today, that young truck market is almost non-existent. Buyers under 30 represent just 7% of pickup purchases. And women, who buy nearly half of all CUVs sold, account for only 10% of pickup sales. So clearly there are customers out there that the current market is not serving. Santa Cruz is intended for the growing population who sees and pursues the world differently. People who love the attributes of a small CUV, but value the versatility an open bed provides. It's a vehicle for the next frontier and for the urban adventurers who are leading the way. And we intend to be right there with them. Now, for a few final words, here's Dave.
Thank you, Mark. Wow, that is really, really exciting news. The Santa Cruz is one of the most researched concepts that we've ever done. And there is a substantial group of consumers out there who are extremely interested in seeing us actually build this vehicle. And it's not just those Gen Yers that we're constantly talking about. Think about how many people make a compromised vehicle selection decision based on the 5 to 10% of the time that they might need the functionality of a pickup truck. Santa Cruz is a vehicle that can quickly adapt to those 10% just-in-casers without compromising 5-passenger seating comfort, easy parking, and great fuel efficiency for the other 90% of the ownership experience. Not to mention the incredible styling statement that this vehicle makes. It may not be the vehicle that the industry expects, but it's most certainly the vehicle that these buyers want and demand. And that's really what we're all about at Hyundai. We pride ourselves on listening intently to consumers' needs and then figuring out a way to meet those expectations. We're not interested in plowing the same old ground that everybody else is. We want to challenge conventional thinking and help pave the way to a future that better meets the evolving needs of these new consumers. And we strongly believe that future includes segment-defining Santa Cruz concept. Right now, I'd like to welcome back to the stage our panel of experts. Our product development team is represented by Mike and Mark. And you can also talk to Chris Chapman and his design team who are behind this fantastic Santa Cruz. Before we scatter, though, a brief reminder that we'd love to continue this dialogue later this evening at our annual gathering at Slow's Barbecue. All the media are welcome. I've actually pulled bartender duty for the night, so your tips will be greatly appreciated because every penny will be directly donated to our favorite Hope on Wheels initiative, which is funding research for finding a cure for pediatric cancer. We look forward to seeing you there. Now, please come join us on stage and take a closer look at Santa Cruz and the Sonata plug-in hybrid. Thank you again for taking the time to be with us this afternoon.